Collision Repair has built their reputation.
And good evening, sports fans. Once again, we come to you live from a high school gym here in the wintertime, and it gets into postseason play again tonight as the Class B SoDak 16 for girls high school basketball will be featured this evening right here on KDSJ Sports as we welcome into the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. It is our countdown to tip-off, being brought to you by Jenks Collision Repair with 2 locations in the Northern Black Hills, in Spearfish and in Sturgis. I'm Cody Oliver, along with KDSJ Radio tonight here on 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, and along with us on the KDSJ Sports mobile app. Thanks for tuning in tonight, wherever you may be here on this Thursday evening as we get into the Class B SoDak 16, the one night they have to show their stuff to try to punch their ticket to the state Class B tournament next weekend out at the Huron Arena. Also joining us tonight over on KDSJ-TV, he's been putting on the miles all winter long, and tonight making the road trip up here to Timber Lake, South Dakota, the host site and a neutral floor for this Hardin County Ranchers and Smet Lady Bulldogs matchup is Clayson Davis. Welcome aboard, Clayson.
Yeah, I just got done running back to the broadcast booth, and why do I feel out of wind? Crap. But no, we're here in Timber Lake, so it was wild getting here. We're finally set up, ready to go in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. It's playoff basketball from here on out here with KDSJ Sports as we're going through the RMAC tournament for college basketball, and this is the start of the SoDak 16 coverage we have going on all week. Games today, tomorrow, and Saturday, all with chances to go to state. And the Hardin County Lady Ranchers, undefeated all year. They're no stranger here at the SoDak 16, and see if they can beat a really good Smet Bulldog team here tonight in Timber Lake.
And Timber Lake is the host site, so we want to say a special shout out to all of them for setting us up here at our broadcast booth, which is right here at Center Court. We're about 4 rows up, so this is about the closest we're going to be in a basketball gym all year long. So nice to be here in Timber Lake. Hardin County fans, of course, they travel the miles out from the west. Smet traveled in from the east, and we meet up here in Timber Lake, South Dakota for the Class B girls basketball SoDak 16. There's 8 games going on around the state tonight, and the winners of those games will move on to the Class B tournament next weekend. Lots of business to take care of tonight, though. You win, you move on. You lose, you're done for the season. The Smet Lady Bulldogs 15-7 on the season, and this is game number 21 for the Hardin County Ranchers, and they have not lost a game all season long as they're 20-0. but probably one of their toughest teams that they've had to go up against this year, as Harding County is the number 2 seed here in Class B, and DeSmet is the number 15 seed. DeSmet is a ways down, though, in the seeding points. They'd be like about number 27 in Class B. So we'll see if Harding County can take care of business as the favorite, and they'll be the home team on the scoreboard tonight as they're wearing the home unis this evening. Our countdown to tip-off being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs, at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, and off exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. As we'll have a tip-off time probably about 5 after, the good old 6:05 here in South Dakota, as we'll have some introductions of both teams, the officials, your national anthem, and more. And again, Monument Health Orthopedics, we've been in a lot of broadcast booth here so far in the 24-25 season. And Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, a huge backer of us. Thanks so much to them, the official sports medicine provider to several area high schools in the Black Hills and over into northeastern Wyoming. We'll lay the foundation for this matchup, being brought to you by Heisling Concrete when we come back in a minute right here on KDSJ Sports.
Bring the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
You see.
And welcome back to the Timberlake High School Gym. Why are we in Timberlake? What's a Class B SoDak 16 girls basketball matchup here on this Thursday night? And they feature neutral floors when you get to this round. So Harding County takes on DeSmet tonight right here on KDSJ Sports on AM, FM, online streaming, as well as you can watch the game for free through KDSJ-TV. Check out our YouTube channel and our Facebook Live page. That is up and rolling right now as Clayson Davis manning the operation over there. So we get ready to lay the foundation, being brought to you by Heisling Concrete. Give them a call at 605-210-2320. As the Class B SoDak 16 has number 15 seed DeSmet with a record of 15-7 on the season, as they go up against number 2 seed Harding County Lady Ranchers with a record of 20-0, as they made it to the state tournament last year. Lost 2 out of their 3 games out of the entire season last year was at the state tournament. They're hoping to punch their ticket and take that experience into next weekend. DeSmet last year was 7-14 on the year. They come in 15-7 right now. DeSmet has 2 seniors on their ball club. They don't want this to be their final game of the season. Harding County Ranchers have a couple of seniors as well. DeSmet came out of Region 2 of Class B as they got a win over Esteline Hendricks in the first round and then Arlington in the second round. The Harding County Ranchers came out of Region 8B. They were able to take care of business in their 2 games and advance here to the Class B SoDak 16. Harding County Ranchers under head coach Jay Wallman. We'll hear from him coming up at halftime during our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime segment. Get a conversation with him. Harding County averages 58 points per game. DeSmet averages 51 points per game. We'll be back with the starting lineups and our opening tip-off from Timberlake when we come back after this 2-minute break on KDSJ Sports.
Everywhere. That's because Heisling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heisling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heisling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heisling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
And welcome back here to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. It is time for Class B SoDak 16 night on this Thursday. One of these two teams will be punching their ticket to the state tournament and get 3 more games next weekend at the Huron Arena. It's time now to introduce our starting lineups, being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts. Let our family care for your family. I'm Cody Oliver, along with Clayson Davis tonight. We're in the stands here at the Timberlake High School, and let's get into our starting lineups. We'll start first with the visiting team up on the scoreboard. The DeSmet Lady Bulldogs come into this contest with a record of 15-7. This is their 23rd game of the season as they got out of Region 2B and punched their ticket to tonight's matchup. Starting for them will be junior Hazel Lithmores is averaging 21 points and 8 rebounds a contest. Alyssa Aselson is a junior, averaging 7.7 points and over 3 assists per game, a great guard defender. Also, Megan Della Jr. is 5.3 points per game, 5 rebounds a contest. She's become a big threat from outside throughout the year. Also getting the start for DeSmet will be another junior, and that'll be Jennings, who is averaging 5 points and 5.5 rebounds a game. Great post defender for them, has become a scoring threat for them throughout the year. And also getting the start will be Mira Beck. Getting the start for DeSmet. She is a senior, averaging 4.7 points, 5 rebounds per game. A great defender that always gets a big assignment for them as she has to go up against one of the best players for Harding County tonight. And now for your Harding County Rangers starting lineup. Clayson Davis saw them in game 2 of the season. Now he sees them in game number 21. Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV. Who are the starters there?
I'm glad you asked, Cody. And here's how the Rangers will start. They'll start with senior guard Kelsey Costello, a guard at 5'2", wearing number 11 for the Rangers. Macy Wentz, a sophomore guard at 5'9", wearing number 20 for the Rangers as well. Getting another start for the Rangers. Their war pony on offense and on defense, Bailey Verholst, a senior guard at 5'3". Caden Penn's a junior forward at 5'5", getting the start. And also Braden Penn, a sophomore forward at 5'9", also starting for the Rangers, coached by Jay Wallman.
And the Harding County Rangers get the ball second here as DeSmet won the tip as we had our opening tip at 6:05 here in this SoDak 16. 3-pointers up and good for the Harding County Lady Rangers. Stepping back and knocking down the 3 is Bailey Verholst, the senior guard at 5'3", steps back and hits the triple as Harding County begins the scoring tonight, up 3-0 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Yeah, Harding County not really known as a 3-point shooting team, but if they can be able to hit the shots from the outside, it can really open up the offense for the Lady Rangers.
DeSmet gets on the scoreboard there with a bucket. as it's now 3-2 as they go into the painted area and get the 2 points. Now Harding County back with it on offense as they go right to left on your radio dial tonight. Thanks for joining us on KDSJ Sports out of Spearfish, South Dakota. Coming up here doing this neutral site game, going into the paint, and a nice shot there by the Harding County Lady Ranchers as they take the lead 5-2.
Now you're going to see Harding County really start to get the press going early. If they can get turnovers by DeSmet, they can turn into some transition offense like we see right here.
And the ball goes out of bounds.
I believe they're going to call it travel on Braden Patton. She had position underneath the basket, but couldn't stop her feet in time to get a last-second layup. And now here we see that full-court man pressure that the Ranchers have done so well this season.
Braden Patton has 2 points. Verholst has 3 for Harding County. Meanwhile, DeSmet has a bucket inside for them on their second possession of the game. As we want to say thanks to Heiserling Concrete for laying the foundation as we had a quick look at both of these teams coming into this season, into this matchup here tonight for the SoDak 16, as DeSmet coming out of Region 2 and Harding County from Region 8B. Underneath, the shot is up and no good. They play on, and we will have the ball go over to the official. He'll come over here to the scorer's table, and it'll be a foul on number 11 for Harding County.
It's going to be Costello. Kelsey Costello with the first foul.
6:18 left to play. The Junix scoreboard reads Harding County 5 and DeSmet 2. Harding County, the home team on the scoreboard with the white jerseys. The Ranchers in purple across the front and purple numbers. Three-pointer, no good. That's well short by DeSmet. Rebounded by Harding County. They want to push the temple down the floor. They kick it back out. Here's Wint for 3. That's going to be no good. And a nice rebound there by DeSmet as the Lady Bulldogs get the board, but then Harding County is right there with the D.
They're Harding County. They'll play full court man the entire night, and they're not afraid to get physical, as looks like Macy Wint guilty of the foul there. But as we heard from as I talked to Coach Wallman earlier this week, Harding County's not afraid to go 8 or 9 deep into their bench. So in case someone does get into foul trouble, there's enough depth on that bench that they can use it on defense.
Here's DeSmet for 3. They missed that one off the near side of the rim, and it'll be rebounded again by Harding County. The Lady Ranchers not allowing DeSmet to have any second chance opportunities as we play on here in the first quarter. 5-2. Both teams trying to get into their groove here in the first quarter. Harding County has their third turnover of this first quarter. In the first 2.5 minutes, they've turned the ball over a few times, but now they're back on defense, and Macy Wint will pick up a girl in the backcourt. Meanwhile, a couple other girls will come up here to about half court for the Ranchers to play D.
Yeah, Harding County only allowing around 30 points per game. They've been really good on the offensive side of the ball, and that also comes with turnovers, as we see a steal right there by Wint.
Up ahead, the Ranchers put it up off the glass, no good, and that'll be Bailey Verholst going to the free throw line for 2 charity tosses. As she opened up the game with a 3-pointer on the first possession for the Lady Ranchers. She had a 3, then Braden Patton answered it back with a bucket, and that's how the Ranchers have gotten up to 5 points. We'll see if Verholst can add to it. Bailey's a senior guard at 5'3". Her first charity toss is up and good.
Yeah, Verholst, good free throw shooter. As after Harding County state champion run to the state tournament last year, free throws is really what kept Harding County struggling in that state tournament. They've made it a point to improve on it this season.
So 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for Verholst. 6-2, Ranchers with the lead. As the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs will go left to right. Their pass is intercepted right outside the lane. And here comes the Lady Ranchers as they'll look down the floor. Bringing it up the court is Verholst. She'll go over to a right. Now to the bottom block. Has the ball stripped away. DeSmet with the steal.
Yeah, DeSmet, they're really good on the defensive side themselves, but Verholst, that is what she's done the entire year. Stealing the ball on the inbound and taking it in for 6. She has 110 steals coming into this game, and Bailey Verholst picking up another one.
She averages 5.5 steals a game. So the main defender for the Harding County Ranchers also getting it done on offense as she has 6 of the 8 points. Now Harding County trying to get into their half-court offense here and set things up. They bring it to the top of the key. Here's Verholst. Verholst over to Camry Patton. Patton for 3. That's going to be well off the mark. Does not hit the rim. And it's rebounded there by DeSmet. Getting in on the board is number 14, Megan Dilla, the junior guard at 5'7". Back comes outside. Here is Aislison. Picking up the dribble again here in the near corner, almost in that coffin corner for DeSmet. It's taken away, but then picked back up by DeSmet, and then they lose it.
Yeah, Harding County, they're going to be playing in the passing lanes the entire game. DeSmet's got to be really good with their ball handling.
And the layup is good for the Harding County Lady Ranchers. That's number 30, Kaylin Patton. She has a bucket to go along with Braden Patton's bucket. So the Harding County Ranchers getting their fans behind them, as Harding County traveled well here tonight to bring their student section as well as parents, family, and friends over here to Timberlake tonight. We're playing here in Timberlake, and their jerseys are almost like DeSmet's jerseys, as DeSmet has the maroon jerseys with yellow across the front with DeSmet. Yellow numbers as they call a timeout here to talk things over. Harding County over there in their huddle as they look over at Coach Wallman. His team is already up 10-2 in this first frame as they hit the three-pointer to start things with Bailey Verholtz, and they've picked up their defensive intensity. That's turned into some offense.
Yeah, right now Harding County, they're just outworking DeSmet on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. DeSmet just needs to get comfortable. You're going to be pressured the entire game by Harding County. They like playing fast. They like playing physical. DeSmet, can they get into their game? Can they get the ball to their big scorer for DeSmet? Hazel Luthamers, she averages over 20 points per game for DeSmet, and I don't think she's had a basket yet as we're over halfway done with the first quarter.
And Harding County tips the ball away, and then they get the steal. Bounce pass inside, missed the layup, and then the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to DeSmet.
Yeah, and there it is, DeSmet. You got to be extra careful when it comes to your passes and your ball handling. Harding County is going to be going after every single loose ball, and nothing's off limits. And even when someone does get into foul trouble, as you see right there, Patton with a steal right off the bat, layup good. And now a 12-2 run to start the game for the Lady Ranchers. And Harding County forcing over 400 turnovers on the season, and they've got themselves a plenty here to start this game.
3 different Pattons have scored for Harding County. Camry Patton just scored there for the Ranchers as they have a 12-2 lead. It seems like the ball has been at the Harding County Rancher end throughout this entire first quarter, as DeSmet has been 1 and out on their end. They've only had 1 field goal so far. And now they make a couple of substitutions as Wint will check in for Harding County. Also, Kelsey Costello will check in for the Ranchers as they'll take the ball out of bounds right underneath their own hoop.
Yeah, Harding County, they haven't had to set up in too many half-court offensive sets. But when they do, see how clean they can be, as it looked like they tried forcing the ball inside to Camry Patton, but DeSmet did a good job in that zone defense, in that man defense, to gobble it up. Now let's see if they can get something going here.
And we will have a travel called on Harding County, so a turnover off of the inbounds pass. And this will get the ball back to DeSmet. Full court press will be put on here by Harding County as we say thanks to Beef Logic and South Dakota Beef Industry Council, bringing you coverage of SoDak 16 hoops tonight, as well as Dana Dental Arts. Let our family care for your family. And let there be another steal by the Harding County Ranchers. Here comes Costello across the floor. Now where everybody gets their spacing, that's a big thing for the Harding County Ranchers. Once they get a rebound or a steal, you have to get that spacing and move the ball down the floor, as Coach Wallman wants an up-tempo style, but you got to get out of each other's way. And this will be a little hand check foul called on the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs. Coming over to the bench is number 34. That is Hazel Luthmers. She's averaging 21 points per game, and she picked up her second personal foul right there, so she comes to the bench. And let's see, 3 team fouls on DeSmet, 2 on Harding County. 2:35 left to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, DeSmet now with your leading scorer and one of your best defenders out of the game. How do they do versus this Harding County speed? Can they calm down and get a stop and get some sort of chance for their offense to get something going with only 2 points?
That pass intended inside for Harding County, and that was intended down low there in the paint for Hunsucker. She couldn't hold on to it. It must have went off of a fingertip of DeSmet, because Harding County will inbound it right underneath their basket. They get it into Wint, and she lays it up and in 5 different girls have scored for Harding County as they're up big here, 14-2 right out of the gates.
Yeah, now let's see if DeSmet can get something on offense, and luckily that steal from Macy Went will go out of bounds as Mira Beck driving with the ball, and even with the defense on the ball carrier for DeSmet, there's always a second Harding County Rancher coming up to steal the ball away.
So now DeSmet gets it across half court. You got to handle the ball against Harding County, and they did not, as there's another steal by Verhulst, and 2 more points for the Harding County Ranchers. Trying to break this game open in the first frame. Verhulst from behind, she's all over the place defensively. She gives it her all on defense. Now here comes DeSmet, the Lady Bulldogs, shooting for 3. That's going to be off the mark, but then it's grabbed right underneath by a teammate. That was Courier, the junior at 5'9", playing a guard/forward. She grabbed that ball on that shot that was well short, and then she was fouled. That will be on number 11 for Harding County. That is Kelsey Costello picking up her second personal. It's the 3rd team foul for the Ranchers. At the free throw line goes Courier, and she'll hit the first free throw. We've had 1 field goal and 1 free throw made by DeSmet. That's all the scoring so far.
And of course, it's Harding County just forcing turnovers on pretty much every single possession for DeSmet. They need to be able to just calm down and handle the ball and be ready to get rid of the ball when 2 Harding County Ranchers come up to the ball carrier to strip it away like they've done multiple times tonight.
Thanks for joining us here on KDSJ Sports Radio and TV tonight, as there will be a stutter step by the Harding County Lady Ranchers and a travel called, as Kaylin Patton will get called for the travel. We want to say thanks to a few of our sponsors coming on board for this Class B SoDak 16 matchup. Thanks to Buffalo Hardware, also Olson Propane, and our friends at Pioneer Bank. Thanks for being sponsors right here on KDSJ tonight. DeSmet Lady Bulldogs with the basketball. It's stolen away again by Harding County. Up ahead as Macy Went. Layup is good.
Even when Harding County gets a steal about 90 feet from their bucket, they always have 2 Lady Ranchers sprinting the length of the floor, and that's how transition points has been the story of the year for the Lady Ranchers.
Just 1 timeout has been called in this quarter. It was called by DeSmet. Little floater in the lane. That was a nice shot. Just can't go for Mira Beck. And a jump ball, I think.
Yeah, jump ball as the rebound went straight to Audie Courier for DeSmet, but Harding County was right there to force the jump ball. Nope, they're going to call a shove on Courier. I thought it was a jump ball, but either way, it's Harding County ball under a minute left to go. And this might be the slowest we've seen Harding County cross the timeline here in the first quarter.
As they come over to the left wing, here is Verhulst. Her pass inside to Went. Leads her just perfectly, but she can't make the layup. Rebounded here by DeSmet. The Lady Bulldogs will get it across the timeline. And now they can slow things down maybe a little bit into the paint. They got to get a good shot, but this time it is a double dribble call as a turnover on the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs.
That's one thing DeSmet will try to do in this game with Harding County. They're fast, but they're also small with their personnel. DeSmet has the size advantage, but they tried going inside to Courier, who's the main size for the Bulldogs, with Luthermers out of the game so far. But it's kind of hard to get sort of offense momentum when DeSmet can't seem to keep possession of the basketball.
Now Harding County with it. Good dribbling out there by the Ranchers. As she gets rid of it, dribbling it there was Hunsucker. Now they go into the paint, back outside. Here is Went, backing down. It's one of the taller players. She's actually really not that tall. And the Harding County Ranchers will not get a shot off here at the end of the first quarter. So DeSmet does get the stop there and kind of stop the bleeding as we end the first 8 minutes of play, as the number 2 ranked Harding County Lady Ranchers lead it over the number 15 seed DeSmet Lady Bulldogs. After 1, it's 18-4. We'll be back with more high school girls basketball coverage. You're listening to the Class B SoDak 16 right here on KDSJ Sports.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
And as we continue through the postseason, things get a little bit faster, a little bit more exciting as we've reached the Class B SoDak 16 teams tonight have their eyes on the Huron Arena next weekend to get to the state tournament. Only 8 of them will advance. Harding County trying to get there for the second straight year, and right now they have the advantage 19-4 as they open up things here in the second quarter, and they get fouled real quick. 11 seconds into this quarter, they get fouled, and going to the free throw line is Brayden Patton, and she makes both free throws.
So now on the other side to Smet, and Luthermer's back in the game, and the Bulldogs want to keep her in the game as much as possible. Again, she has been your main source of offense this season, over 20 points per game. Also provides some size for the Bulldogs, but right now DeSmet just dysfunctional on offense and still trying to figure out this pressure defense. Here's a step back three, and it rattles in for DeSmet. Finally a little bit of offense, and it's courtesy of Hazel Luthermers. Again, scoring over 20 points per game for the Bulldogs.
She has 2 fouls here in this first half. She picked those up in the first quarter, but she's back at it, and that is just their second field goal of the night.
Meanwhile, on the other side, a missed three by Harding County that went straight to Wint for the putback and is good, making it 22-7. And now a foul on Harding County, and that's what you get when you have an aggressive full-court press defense from Harding County. It's going to be physical. The fouls will start to build up for the Ranchers. But Harding County goes deep into the bench, so they are not afraid to get some of their girls into foul trouble.
And there's another steal from Verholtz. Verholtz doesn't quite have the number. She's going to take it herself, and she goes in and misses the layup. And it's rebounded here by Luthermers. Luthermers looks like she could take it all the way in. Off the glass, couldn't get it off the backboard and in, so it's rebounded here by Harding County. They get the defensive board. DeSmet coming out of Region 2B. And there will be a foul here on DeSmet, as it looks like shooting foul, and going to the line will be Hunsucker. These two teams did not play in the regular season. And we meet up here on a neutral floor tonight. Let's have recognition of our officials for tonight. And it's time now to have our Law on the Court. It's being brought to you once again tonight by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. And our officials tonight are Matt Kemp, Brandon Kemp, and Chris Goldsmith. So a couple of familiar faces, Matt and brother Brandon Kemp from Spearfish. They're officiating tonight's game, along with Chris Goldsmith from Lemon, who is also a team here in the Little Morrow Conference, along with Timberlake. So he's up here in the northwestern portion of South Dakota. He's probably seen Harding County plenty of times this year. So those are your 3 officials. Once again, Matt Kemp, Brandon Kemp, and Chris Goldsmith are the officials tonight as we introduce the men in the stripes with the black pants and the black shoes. The Law on the Court, being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Going to the free throw line here for Harding County is going to be Hunsucker. She steps up to the line and makes the first one. Harding County on the season is a 56% field goal shooting team. Hunsucker hasn't been there much this year, just 4 of 7, now 5 of 8, now 6 of 9 as she hits both free throws. And now she goes out of the game.
Yeah, Harding County, really good free throw shooters on the whole season, like you said, 56%, but they've done a much better job improving on their free throw shooting this season after free throws really what cost them in the state tournament last year.
A reach-in foul going to be called on Macy Wint from behind. She just didn't have the quickness to get in front of her defender, so she just kind of put a paw out there and picks up her second foul, and she would check out of the game. That's the second foul on both teams here in this second quarter. With the basketball here for DeSmet, Aselson, she'll get rid of it, goes to Dilla. Dilla will pick up her dribble, and now they move the ball around the perimeter. They haven't been able to get anything in the paint so far. Maybe this time they will, and they drive in and lay it up with authority. Alyssa Aselson, a senior guard for DeSmet. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And she gets the bucket at one end, but then Harding County answers, and it is Verhulst scoring for Harding County.
Verhulst only 5'3" for the guard, but it's almost she uses that lack of size to her advantage, able to get steals closer to the ball and also getting lost behind the defense. As DeSmet missing a three-pointer, giving it right back to the Lady Ranchers, already up 26-9 as we approach the halfway point in the second quarter.
Both teams with 2 fouls in this quarter. Harding County still has all 5 of their timeouts. Layup is good, this time by Harding County. It's Braden Patton. Verhulst does most of the scoring, as she is the only one averaging in double digits on the season. But then so many girls, the depth of Harding County, you look up and it's a different girl making a bucket every time. And this time it is number 4, Aselson, with the 2 points there for DeSmet. She's fearless going into the lane, and she's been their main scoring threat so far. How about Verhulst at the other end? She goes in and lay it. What a mortar that Verhulst has on offense and defense, and she's up to 11 points. Now, actually 12 points as we figure in one of the free throws that she made. 5:02 left to play here in second quarter action, as we say thanks to some more of our sponsors. Thanks to Grand Electric and West River Cooperative Telephone, and also to Olson Construction. Timeout on the floor. We'll hear from some more of our sponsors that have been with us all winter long with our high school sports. We'll be back next right here on KDSJ 980, 103.5, and also on the KDSJ mobile app and on KDSJ-TV.
I own this shop and an electric co-op.
We own this ranch.
And we also own an electric co-op.
I own this house along with Electric Co-op.
Grand Electric Cooperative is owned by our members.
I own this barbershop and an electric co-op.
Together, we're partners in keeping our corners of South Dakota vibrant. So go ahead and use your energy to own your day.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Back here at the Timberlake High School gym as they host this neutral site game of the Class B Girls SoDak 16. One of the games to see who goes on to the state tournament next weekend. DeSmet with the basketball now. Here's a three-pointer. That's up and no good. And it's rebounded by nobody in particular. Goes out of bounds. And last touch by DeSmet. So Harding County now will bring it right to left. Somehow DeSmet has to get Harding County uncomfortable, because right now the Ranchers are just kind of setting the tone. They're doing what they want to do. DeSmet's got to bring some more pressure, do something to make the Ranchers a little nervous.
No, I agree, and right there, DeSmet able to force Coach Wallman to get a timeout for Harding County, so it all starts on the defensive side of the ball. You're going to have to go blow for blow with the Harding County Lady Ranchers. They're going to be fast, they're going to be physical, they're not going to stop doing that, of course. So you got to be able to go be fearless and go right at the Ranchers as well. You have the height advantage. If you can get some offense going on the post and just be able to get across half court and not force so many turnovers. DeSmet, if you get a little bit comfortable on offense, use your size, maybe hit a few big shots from the outside, they can be back in this game before we know it.
Making shots always helps. So that's where you got to start shooting the ball better, because DeSmet only scored 4 points in that first quarter. Meanwhile, Harding County scored 18. Right now, Harding County has put up 12 points in the second quarter compared to 7 for DeSmet. as we say thanks to some more sponsors coming on board for postseason basketball. Thanks to Southwest Healthcare Services, also to Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. And on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard right now, it is the Ranchers leading at 30-11. Speaking of the Junix scoreboard, Clayson Davis with a quick update.
Yeah, quick update. Neighbors in the Black Hills Conference, where KDSJ Studios calls home. St. Thomas More and Mulbridge Pollock from Faith in a good one, 24-20. Cavaliers on top of the Tigers.
That game over in Faith tonight as a neutral floor game there for the Tigers and the Cavs. Here's DeSmit with the basketball. Open three on the way. They need to start hitting those. And this one went too high up in the air, went over the top of the backboard, then literally came back down and fell through the hoop. But because it went over the backboard, it is a dead ball.
No good. As it was a good-looking shot. DeSmit, they're starting to find some open shots versus this Harding County defense. Just need to be able to start hitting them. But again, it starts on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, can they get Harding County uncomfortable?
And the shot is up and no good there by Harding County. That was Camry Patton. If DeSmit, I think, can just get it across half court comfortably, that's the worst, because that press that Harding County puts on after a made shot, that's suffocating there in the back court. Front court, I think DeSmit can handle things. As I say that, they lose the ball. Here's it stolen away by not Verholst, but she gets the ball back and she goes in, misses it, cleaning it up, putting it back in. Number 44 for the Lady Ranchers, Braden Patton, now has 8 points as she pads her stats, getting an offensive board and 2 more points. Now here's DeSmit, nice pass to the bottom block. Should have went up the first time, but she kind of pump faked and then misses the layup for DeSmit. Up ahead, Harding County. Now they're starting to get in the groove again. They lay it up, missed it, put it back up, missed it. Rebounded by DeSmit.
Yeah, DeSmit, they got lucky on a few tries. Again, it starts with getting a stop on defense and going right at the Ranchers offensively like they do right there. And it's a block.
Yes, nice block right underneath as Courier had a good layup attempt, but here's the jump shot, and that's how Luthmus can get her points, or Luthmers. She gets 2 more points right there. That's her second field goal. And let's see, she's playing with those 2 fouls, but hasn't picked up a foul here in the second quarter. 2:22 left to play here before halftime. Almost a travel there on the Ranchers, but it is taken away by DeSmit. Lady Bulldogs down the floor. They missed the layup. Putback is up and no good as well. And it will have a whistle and a foul, I believe, underneath. DeSmit had a couple good chances underneath the paint there, but a little too strong with those shots. And now we have 3 more girls coming in for the Ranchers. And then checking out for DeSmit will be Courier. She got in some good minutes as the main post player there for the DeSmit Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, DeSmit right now, they're having opportunities underneath, but they know almost got to expect the contact from Harding County, as the Ranchers are going to be coming at you whenever you have the ball or not. We got a missed shot by the Bulldogs. Rebound by Camry Patton. Up floor, Costello back to Patton. Patton went inside, and the Ranchers has it stolen away. And then on the other side, a hold on, it looks like they're going to call this one on Satin Wilson from Harding County, as Wilson and I believe it was Beck going at one another there at the half-court line. And it was a foul called on the Ranchers. So now with DeSmit back with the ball. Luthmers inside, hook shot, short, no good. Getting the rebound and a block by Patton. It'll keep the ball over here, as that was Schofielder for DeSmit with the shot. So the Bulldogs will keep possession. Luthmers to inbound.
Ivy Schoenfelder coming in off the bench this evening for DeSmit. Head coach Brendan Pitts, I talked to him in the pregame earlier today, and he said she's been coming in off the bench and getting some good minutes and actually getting into double figures, her along with Courier as the post players, getting some double figures in points a couple times this year to help out DeSmit. Here's their main girl, though. The three-pointer by Luthmers is no good. Goes off the back iron, and then it goes all the way out of bounds over to the Harding County fans. Got about probably 7 rows of bleachers on each side of the gym. And then at the end, I like that. You got some bleachers behind one of the baskets. Only about 4 rows, but that's where the student section gets a little rowdy over there. Here's a steal by DeSmet. Here is Mira Beck. Her pass is a little bit out of control going over to Aistelson. And we're going to have a reach-in foul called on the Harding County Lady Ranchers. I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis here representing KDSJ Sports. I'm trying to maintain the radio side of things in the Black Hills as well as Clayson worldwide there with KDSJ-TV through our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. First free throw is good. That's by Schoenfelder. That was the 5th foul on the Ranchers, so we're shooting 2 anyway.
But DeSmet starting to force some turnovers on the Ranchers, giving them more opportunities on offense. Haven't converted on a lot of them. Of course, the Ranchers being super physical whenever DeSmet gets the ball in the paint. But when you make your free throws, can maybe start a little bit of an offensive momentum switch for the Lady Bulldogs.
Both free throws made there by Harding County, or by DeSmet, excuse me. A 3-pointer by Harding County is no good. That 3-pointer is off the mark. That was by Hunsucker. A defensive rebound by DeSmet. They almost run into 2 of their own girls. They are able to get rid of it across the timeline.
Now let's see what DeSmet can do on offense. They've tried going inside with no avail. Will they try maybe a long 2 or maybe a 3 or something? They'll try going inside, and that's what the Ranchers wanted.
Good defense again by Harding County. The girl that gets the deflection never gets the credit in the stat book, but we see it so many times. The deflection makes the other girl get in there for a steal, and then usually Verholtz gets called or gets credited for the steal. But Harding County, it's a team effort here on defense, getting into those passing lanes. Over here to the near side, it'll be Harding County setting up the offense. Everything is back behind the arc here. Back over to Patton. Patton's being guarded there by the DeSmet Lady Bulldog. Number 20, Mira Beck, was right on her back and forcing her to make an errant pass that was not caught by anybody, and it goes out of bounds. Here is a quick steal and almost a no-look pass from Patton inside to Wilson, and the bucket there for the Harding County Lady Ranchers. Wilson coming in off the bench. Good to see her getting a bucket there, credited by the good defense. DeSmet trying to get it over to Luthmers in the corner, and she swishes it right before the buzzer, and they're going to say she did get it off in time, and the officials put up the hands for a 3-point field goal. Luther's second main 3 of the first half, and they needed that to take in some momentum, a little bit of encouragement to the locker room as they're down by 16, 34-18. Harding County still in the lead on the Junick scoreboard.
Yeah, DeSmet needed that shot since yesterday. A big 3 to end the quarter, a buzzer beater 3, mind you, as well. So maybe a little bit of momentum, maybe spark up some offense, get some girls motivated there in the locker room. As Harding County, they're not going to stop. They're up 34-18. Their lead has diminished, I believe. I can't do math that fast, so that's why I have you here. Okay. I believe their lead has diminished a little bit from the first quarter. And no, Harding County's not going to go away, but DeSmet, if you start hitting some outside shots, start to trade 2s with 3s with Harding County, it could get you back in the game before you know it.
And again, it is 34-18. It's a 16-point lead for Harding County. They led it by 14 at the end of the first quarter, and now they still lead it by double digits as we go into the locker room. Some sponsors for tonight's Class B Girls SoDak 16. We want to say thanks to Will Meyer and Livestock Risk Protection, and also thanks to Buffalo Ranch Supply. We'll be back with the Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show coming up after this 2-minute timeout right here on KDSJ Sports.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's
As we take a look at the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard here at the half, it is the Hardin County Lady Ranchers trying to stay undefeated on the season and punch their ticket to state. They were leading at 18-4 at the end of the first quarter. Right now they're up 34-18 at the half. So scoring 14 points in the second quarter was DeSmet. Meanwhile, Hardin County scored 16 points. Verholtz already in double-figure scoring with 11 to lead the way for the Ranchers, and leading the way for DeSmet. She averages 21 points per game after picking up a couple of fouls during the first quarter. Luthmers now has 8 points. Earlier today, we were able to catch up with the head coach of the Hardin County Ranchers. Jay Wallman was the guest earlier today. Ours, KDSJ Sports, Clayson Davis was able to catch up with the Lady Ranchers head coach trying to punch a ticket to state. Here's his thoughts on a pretty good season so far.
For KDSJ Local Sports, Clayson Davis reporting as we lay the foundation to this matchup, being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. I am joined by the head coach of the Hardin County Lady Ranchers. Coach Jay Wallman joins us with KDSJ Sports. And Coach Wallman, thank you for taking time to sit down with us.
Thank you for having me, Clayton. It's always good to be on.
As you look at the Hardin County Lady Ranchers this season, nothing short of dominant. 20-0 at this point in the season. Just got done dominating the Region B regional tournament. And, Coach, talk about that regional dominance that has kind of been a short little nutshell of your entire season as a whole.
Yeah, our girls have been playing some really good basketball all year long. You know, it starts out at practice. We have a really good group of girls. We have 19 girls working hard every single day, pushing at each other, and we're making ourselves better in the practice facilities, even if the games aren't the closest ones. We try to make the most out of the games, but then once again at practice, I feel like we do a great job of getting better every single day with the right mindset coming into practice. So, yeah, as long as the games go, I mean, I was worried, you know, as a coach for the tournament. We had a first game with Dupree. We played really well that night, and then I was worried about the Faith team. Faith always, they're coached so well with Brian Carmichael and really good assistants down there too. And they had a ton of seniors, ton of, you know, experience, and I knew they were going to give us their best shot, and they worried me going into that game.
As you look at some of the stats for your team this season, your closest game this season was at the beginning of the year versus Bowman County. You guys won that game by 3, 53-50. You beat other opponents by just under 30 points per game on average this season. What has been so special about this group of girls that you've had the privilege to coach this season?
They're just extremely hard workers every single day, every game. They outwork their opponents. They give it 100% every possession, never take a play off, and I think that's really been the key to our success. And team depth, we're very deep. We comfortably play 8. I could easily actually play 12. You just can't run in 12 girls and keep a flow to a game going. So we got a nice 8-man rotation going right now. And I'd say that's the key, along with balance. We have just balanced scoring every single night. I believe we have 6 girls that average over 7 points per game, and anywhere from 7 to 13 points per game. So every night a different girl can hurt you.
And one girl that's been doing a lot of damage for your basketball team this season has been senior guard Bailey Verholtz. She's the only basketball player in your team that averages double-digit points per game. Also has a total of, according to my stats, 110 total steals on the season. Talk about the impact she has had on your team.
Yeah, she's an amazing on-ball defender. Her strength and her speed and her quickness just allows her every night. We were usually putting her on the team's point guard, and it's usually a long night for the other team's point guard going up against her. She just does so many good things defensively for us. Like you said, 110 steals. I mean, that's unheard of. 100 steals in a season is a big goal for like a big milestone, and she accomplished that last year and this year. So I can't say enough what she brings to the table, and offensively, she does a really good job of creating for her teammates. I believe she averages around 4 assists per game also with those 12 points.
As you look at your offense for this year, Coach, you guys average around 58.6 points per game this season. But you guys have really lit up the scoreboard. You've scored over 60 points versus opponents 9 times in the regular season and the regional tournaments. What has been some of the keys to your offense as you go throughout this 20-game winning streak?
Yeah, we let our defense set up our offense. We try to get clean rebounds, and we do such a good job of passing the ball out of the break. Once we get a clean rebound or a clean steal, we really look to push the ball and get out in transition with good spacing, and the girls just continue to make the right decisions. So it's really fun to watch, and we've been playing our best basketball as of late. A lot of our 60-plus points per game have come late in the season.
As you say, that defense sets up your offense. Looking at your defense, staggering 30 points per game allowed on the season so far, Coach. Talk about what's made your defense so successful this season, and what do you expect to see as you start to play tougher competition coming up here in the next few weeks?
Yeah, we're man-to-man 80% of the time. We'll mix in a little zone press every once in a while and a little 1-3-1, but we just like how we play defensively in the man-to-man sets, and once we get in the half court, we do a really good job of just limiting teams to what they want to do best night in, night out. Girls do a great job with scouting reports, and I can't say enough about them.
As your basketball team is no stranger to the SoDak 16, you've made it to the past 2 years from what I can remember, winning last year, losing the year before. And talk about how critical it is to have that playoff experience when you get to the playoffs.
Yeah, the postseason run last year was our first time being back to the state tournament for the Harding County girls since 2009. So just gaining that experience, getting there last year, being in some big games, and we played in the Hanson Classic this year. Nice to get out in that kind of tournament atmosphere, playing in the big arena, setting ourselves up for a game like, this one against the Smet.
And talk a little bit about last year. You guys, at this point last year as well, of course, you won the SoDak 16, then lost 2 of the 3 games in the state tournament last year. So talk about how your team has used those experiences to fuel them for this playoff run.
Yeah, they were all 3 great games that we were in. First night, ended up losing a close one to Lyman, and we missed 20-plus free throws. So, that was definitely the key of the first night, and free throws always in close games can determine a win or loss, and our girls were shooting the ball from the line really well against Space. They were perfect 10 for 10 going into halftime. So I like where our free throw shooting's at. I like where our team defense is at, and I like just where our girls' mindset's at.
As you look at this SoDak 16 matchup, talk about what you see from your opponent, the Smet. They're the 15th seed in the SoDak 16, averaging just under 42 points per game, allowing 41. Talk about
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
This year.
That was our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show as Clayson Davis had a chance to catch up with the Harding County girls basketball coach in his second season. He's had a pretty good successful run so far as they made it to the state tournament last year. Their only 2 losses were at the state tourney. They've gone unblemished so far this year at 20-0. We heard a little bit about that from head coach Jay Wallman. If you're curious, he's also their head football coach. He used to be their head boys basketball coach. And at the free throw line, as we get into the second half of action, going to the line and connecting on a couple free throws there was Aselson. And now we're off and away here in the second half as it was Costello leaving that one short. Just underway here in the second half on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. 34-20 as DeSmet gets the first couple points of the second half at the free throw line.
Yeah, DeSmet able to break open scoring here in the third quarter, and right now they're making Harding County work on offense for really the first time here tonight, and it forces a steal by Luthermers.
As we mentioned in the first half, you got to try to make Harding County uncomfortable on offense especially. I don't know how you're going to make them uncomfortable on defense. Maybe get down the floor and beat them down the floor.
Which is very hard to do, mind you.
And they need to continue to hit some shots. Maybe they can do that here in their half court, but they throw the ball to the wrong team. Intercepted there by Wint. Macy Wint had 6 points in the first half on 3 field goals. We'll have a look at more of our stats if we ever get a dead ball here or a foul or some kind of whistle. I think we're going to get one now as Macy Wint tries to go for the steal. She caught it, then went down to the floor at the end of the Harding County Rancher bench. She slides out of bounds. Not much room on the sidelines here at the Timberlake High School gym, and it's a turnover there on Harding County. The Ranchers were led in scoring in the first half by Verholst with 12 points, 8 points from Braden Patton, 6 points from Macy Wint, and then Kaylin Patton, Hunsucker, and Wilson all had 2 points apiece. DeSmet Lady Bulldogs got a big three-pointer at the end of the first half by Luthermers. She's up to 8 points, and then 4 points from Aselson in the first half, 2 points from Courier, and 2 points from Schoenfelder, a couple post players off the bench. The ball will go to the left end of our radio dial, go out of bounds, and I believe it'll stay with the Lady Ranchers. 20-0 in the season. They were perfect through the regular season last year. They're trying to get over this hurdle and get to state, but DeSmet's going to try everything they can as they're not going to put on the full court press. They're going to just stay in the half court as a couple of the officials talk about things, and let's see, they agree to not disagree, and we play on. Again, Matt Kemp, Brandon Kemp, and Chris Goldsmith are your officials tonight. Putting on some miles again here on this Thursday night to be in Timberlake for this neutral floor game. And Harding County puts it in, and that shot is up and good by Kaylin Patton. They haven't gone to the post play a lot tonight. Mostly when Harding County is in the paint, they're in transition and making layups. That time, they go to Kaylin Patton, a junior forward at 5'5". Doesn't have much height, but she is strong. And the three-point play is connected.
Yeah, Patton, she's really all the Patton girls have been the main source of size on the inside. And Patton able to use a strong move. And we have a substitution. As they called I think they called the foul on the wrong girl. They called it on number 10 for DeSmet, and that's Jennings. And now after, of course, the made free throw for the three-point play, it's that full court defense put on by Harding County. And DeSmet bailed out by a foul from Macy Wint. I believe that's her third.
A blocking foul on Wint. She'll come out of the game. And then Harding County uses some of their depth here as they bring in Camry Patton, a freshman guard. She'll come into the game. 3 fouls on Wint, so she checks out. Ranchers have a 17-point lead. DeSmet needs to get firing on offense here as they go to the right-hand side of the lane, and they lay it up and in. A nice dribble drive there by Alyssa Aselson as she hits her third field goal. DeSmet now down by 15, 37-22. Pass goes inside. Patton puts it up, no good. That was Braden Patton. And we will have DeSmet with the basketball, getting the defensive rebound.
Yeah, Aselson starting to get this Harding County defense figured out. You just figure out if you go right at the Ranchers, get in some foul trouble, and right there you see Luthermers with the same thing, going right at the Lady Ranchers, using the size and the physicality and getting points in the paint, forcing Coach Wallman to get a timeout now.
Take a look at that instant replay over on the Tropical Smoothie replay on KDSJ-TV. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about our coverage tonight as we bring the production truck from Spearfish, South Dakota and the Black Hills Riverfront Broadcasting going on the road up here to Timberlake tonight for this neutral site game. Thanks for listening to us in the Black Hills on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM. Also around the world at KDSJ980.com is a listen live link. We also have a KDSJ Sports mobile app. It's easy to download. It's free to download. And that would just be like a portable radio right there on your phone. Everybody's got one in their hand right now or in their pocket. So it's a KDSJ Sports mobile app. All of our broadcasts are on there for free. You don't need a subscription for KDSJ-TV either, as that's over on our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. Currently right there with all the action. Clayson Davis behind the scenes there. I'm Cody Oliver. Let's get back to action as the timeout was called by Coach Wallman, the head coach of the Ranchers. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebounded by Harding County. Can they get a second chance opportunity? They swing the ball around. Nice pass inside to Patton. Can she finish? She does. Braden Patton, for a sophomore, is so strong. She gets her 4th field goal of the evening. She's into double figures with 10 points. Now 2 different girls have scored a dozen points as Bailey Verholst has gotten kind of quiet. But Verholst has the ball now. It's a collision right near midcourt, and it's going to be a blocking foul on the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, I believe they're going to get Beck with the foul as Verholst and Beck had a pretty good collision underneath, and I think we got a injured Lady Rancher coming out of the game. I think that's Kaylin Patton, the junior forward. She's putting not very much weight on her ankle. So Macy went 3 fouls. Too bad you're back in the game for the Ranchers.
Yeah. Thanks to some more of our sponsors, H&L Super Value from Buffalo on the airwaves, along with Butte County Equipment from Belle-Fourche. And as we get into the second half on the Junix scoreboard, it is 39-24. Junix, of course, out of Spearfish, South Dakota. And here is Luthmers. She loses the basketball. Coach Wallman, one of his keys to the game was to limit Luthmers' attack tonight. She got in a couple of fouls there in the first quarter. She hasn't fouled since. She's added 10 points to the scoring column, but DeSmet needs a much more than that. 2 shots are no good by the Lady Bulldogs at the left end of your radio dial and your screen, I guess, if you're watching on KDSJ-TV. Underneath, it's Verholst. Not much contact there, but they will call a foul on the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs. Going inside was Verholst. She kind of leaned into the shot and picks up the foul. And this will be a 2-shot foul for Verholst. And that was the 3rd personal foul going to be called on Brooke Jennings. It's the 3rd team foul on DeSmet as well. So the first free throw by Verholst is up and good. Head coach of DeSmet wanted an explanation on how that was a foul. His explanation didn't really solve anything.
And a steal on the other side. And now Harding County missing the layups, and DeSmet dodging a bullet there. And just game is starting to get a little bit chippy on both teams.
2 free throws were made a little bit ago by Verholst. DeSmet just can't get anything done on offense. So far this 3rd quarter, they've scored only 6 points. If you want to try to catch up to Harding County, you can't get outscored again. Here's another foul on DeSmet as they're calling it close now. Underneath, getting fouled is Braden Patton, and the sophomore will step up to the line for 2 charity tosses. DeSmet's probably going to start to get into a little foul trouble here with some girls as they haven't gone very deep to the bench, just 2 or 3 off the bench. That foul is going to be called on Alyssa Aselson. That'll be her 2nd personal. They'll make some substitution changes in here for DeSmet. Megan Dilla will check in, and then Ivy Schoenfelder will get a rest on the bench. Back to the line. His 2nd free throw is up and no good. They miss them both. And another offensive rebound by Harding County as they'll get a new 35-second shot clock in the process. Patton underneath the hoop and the harm.
Right now, Harding County is outworking DeSmet on the glass. There's been every single loose ball. There's been maybe 1 or 2 DeSmet Bulldogs going after it. There's been 4 of the 5 Harding County Ranchers going toward the ball. The only one not is the one that's not allowed, and that's the one that's shooting the free throw. And Patton underneath, like you said, the game was starting to get a little physical underneath, and now
I think she likes it that way.
And Harding County's taking advantage of it as Patton gets another 3-point play for Harding County, pushing their lead now to 20.
So quick 5 points for Harding County as they up that lead 44-24 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It's DeSmet with the basketball trying to get something going on offense, but it's tipped away, stolen away by Harding County. A possible jump ball, and it will be. And the possession arrow will point to,
I believe, the Ranchers. Nope, DeSmet.
Let's see, Luthmers is in the game. She throws it in. She has 10 points to lead the way for DeSmet. She's trying to get open in the corner. Now she goes to the bottom post as they try to feed it into her. Harding County defense says no way, but we're going to have a reach-in foul. Coming from behind there was Cameron Patton. Let's see, Camry picks up maybe her second. No, that's just her first on number 2. She's a freshman guard at 5'9". They really tried to deny Luthmers in there in the bottom block. In the process, they picked up a foul, but really no damage done as DeSmet will still have to try to get the ball in underneath some pressure. They go outside. Here's Mira Beck. She'll get rid of it over to Aselson. This is the first time us seeing DeSmet this year, so got to look down at the roster sheet a few times. 3-pointer on the way. That's going to be no good by Megan Dilla. And the ball goes out of bounds. So back to Harding County as we say thanks to some more of our sponsors, including Will Meyer. He's up in the stands here, just down the row from us. Got to talk to him at halftime with Ranchers Risk Protection. Will Meyer, contact him for LRP. Here is Patton with the basketball. Comes back outside. Quick pass into the paint. Got to get out of the paint before a 3-second call, and it's going to be a travel instead on the Harding County Lady Ranchers. So a turnover, but they'll put on their full court press here. Head coach Jay Wallman kneeling down at the far end of the bench. Head coach of the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs is Brendan Pitts. Able to talk to him this morning. Here's another steal by Verholz. She has to get the dribble down. A nice bounce pass over to her teammate, and that's Kelsey Costello. She doesn't score very often, but she does here, and that is the 7th Harding County Lady Rancher to score tonight. Kelsey Costello on a great pass from Verholz.
Yeah, and that's what Bailey Verholz has done the whole season. Able to swing in there, grab a steal, and then goes so quickly up the floor. Verholz seems like when she's going through the lane or heading to the bucket, she just picks up another gear, able to dish it off to a teammate and getting her teammate and her friend some points in the contest as well.
Here's DeSmet. It's been a while since they had a bucket. They needed that one. Getting the scoring. There is Schoenfelder off the bench. She gets 2 points. But now DeSmet needs some stops at the other end because they find themselves down by a 20 spot. And it's partially blocked. Good defense going straight up there by DeSmet, number 24, Ivy Schoenfelder. Now let's see if they can get something rolling on offense. 3-pointer on the way. That just rims out for DeSmet. Defensive rebound by the Ranchers. That was an awfully good look by Mira Beck. Just couldn't cash it in. She's one of 2 seniors for DeSmet. They start both seniors and 3 juniors. Underneath, shot is up and rolling around it in as Patton gets 2 more points for the Lady Ranchers. And as Clayson said a little bit ago, they're just outworking DeSmet in the paint.
And then on the other side, DeSmet able to get back on offense before the Ranchers can get set up in their man defense. And that will send Schoenfelder to the line for 2 shots. It's the third personal foul, on Braden Patton. So some Ranchers starting to get some foul trouble as well. But need to hit some free throws if you're DeSmet in order to help claw your way back into the game, as Patton will exit the game for the Ranchers. And we still stay at a 22-point ball game in favor of Harding County.
Went with a little bit of foul trouble as well for Harding County, but as I mentioned, they go deep. Just like last year, they played such good defense. By the way they play, they're going to get called for some fouls, depending on how the referees are that night. So you got to be deep because some of your girls might be sitting on the bench with 3 or 4 fouls in the second half. And we have a jump ball, and this now possession arrow will point to Harding County. Yeah. They'll take it out underneath. Ranchers led it after 1, 18-4. They were up 34-18 at halftime. They lead at 48-26. The Ranchers average around 58 points per game, so they're on pace. And we're going to have a foul. This time will be on Harding County.
Kaylin Patton, I believe.
58 points per game averaging for Harding County Ranchers. Meanwhile, only allowing about 30 points per game. Their defense has been solid throughout, as DeSmet still trying to play catch up in this one. 5th team foul now on Harding County, so we shoot 2 at the other end. First free throw for the the Smet Lady Bulldogs, Ivy Schoenfelder makes the first free throw. She's made 3 of those so far tonight.
Yeah, and like I said, the Hardin County defense only allowing 30 points per game. And we've had, there's another, I believe that's a foul. So we're going to be free throws now going the other way, this time for Hardin County. But again, the defense for the Ranchers, nothing short of stellar all season, as the average margin of victory for Hardin County this year is just under 30 points at 28.2 points average margin of win for the Ranchers. And you got steals from not just Bailey Verholz. I know she's kind of who you recognize when it comes to steals in the stat book with 110 coming into this game.
That's unreal.
Macy Went has had a good season as well, 65 steals. Camry Padden has got 72 steals. And there's a bunch of other girls that are over 50 steals on the total, on the season in total for the Ranchers.
And the Ranchers, with all those blowouts, they probably get a chance to play a lot more girls, so they'll all have some experience. Here's another steal by Verholz on cue. She lays it up, and she'll be traveling with the basketball. She was a little out of control. She almost tripped over the other girl's shoe, and then she ended up traveling. Shot clock is turned off. 17.5 seconds left to play here, third quarter, as Ranchers up by 23, 50-27. DeSmit, they hit a buzzer beater last quarter. They go inside and then lay it up and in. 2 points right there from Schoenfelder. Good player off the bench for DeSmit. Now down to 1 second. They have to heave-ho. They don't do it. And Hardin County does not get a shot off at the end of the third quarter, but they still have the advantage, 50-29. A 21-point lead for Hardin County. They're 8 minutes away from punching their ticket to the Class B next weekend. We'll see what they can get done here in the fourth quarter when we come back in a minute here on KDSJ Sports.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
And back to action here in Timberlake. It's the host site of a Class B SoDak 16 matchup. A team from East River and a team from West River meeting up here this evening as DeSmit takes on Hardin County. I'm Cody Oliver, along with Clayson Davis with KDSJ Sports, coming up here from Spearfish, South Dakota tonight. And a 20-point, let's see now, up to 24-point lead for the Hardin County Lady Ranchers. Verholz got a bucket early on in this third quarter. Braden Patton gets a bucket there. Hardin County, their top 2 scorers, getting it done. As we look back in the third quarter, Hardin County outscored DeSmit 26-11. So if you're DeSmit, you just got to outscore them big time here in the fourth quarter. It all started getting that hole dug in that first quarter where DeSmit only scored 4 points. Now they're down 54-29. And Macy Wint gets the rebound. Her older sister played for Hardin County last year in that state tournament run. And now we have a foul as Verholz went up in the air. At 5'3", she just works her tail off, starting with defense. And then whenever there's a collision on the floor, she's probably involved in that.
Yeah.
And she's driving to the lane, making layups. As Harding County doesn't have a whole lot of size. Again, Verholst is just at 5'3". There's nobody over 6 feet. Carson Page, who hasn't played tonight, is the tallest girl at 5'11". Braden Patton's at 5'9". Camry Patton's at 5'9". That's about as big as they go, but they are tough. Here is a shot, no good by Harding County, rebounded by DeSmet. Up ahead goes their leading scorer on the season is Luthermers, and this will be a blocking foul. Going to be called on Costello. It was close to being a charge. Costello took some contact, but she hops right back up, and this will be the second team foul on Harding County. It's the fourth personal on Costello. Inside, here's Luthmer. That shot is off the mark, way high up off the backboard. Costello runs the floor, gives it to a trailer, back to Costello. Costello on the baseline. Now goes Verholst. Verholst loses the basketball and she travels. Out of control there. Let's head on over to the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We have some Class A and Class B girls basketball SoDak 16s tonight.
Yeah, number 1 Centerville up over Falkton area. It's Harding County right here on KDSJ Sports up over DeSmet. Lyman leading Lemon late in the fourth quarter by 10, 50-40 there. Call that the Sprite Bowl. Lemon, because they make Sprite.
Lemon's my old town.
And also you're from Lemon.
Let's go Cowgirls.
Yeah. The Sprite Bowl, I got that courtesy of Paul James. That's not original. Parkston over Highmore Herald, number 4 over number 13, 52-31. Bennett County over Warner. We were talking about Bennett County on the way up here as another West River team heading to Huron. The Lady Warriors beating Warner 63-44. Corsica Stickney over Sanborn Central Woonsocket 23-17 at halftime. It's Kadoka area and the Dubrook area Dolphins in a battle right now late in the third quarter with the Dolphins up over the Cougars 35-32. And in a low-scoring affair in the 8-9 game in the Class B SoDak 16, Del Rapids St. Mary over Northwestern 34-29.
Here, the Harding County Ranchers on the season averaging 58 points per game. They're at 54 right now. And we got a lot of the fourth quarter still to go as Ranchers in control, 54-29. As we look and see what's going on over at the Faith Community Center tonight. They have a Class A girls basketball SoDak 16 matchup.
Yeah, and a pretty good one at that. Number 5, Mulbridge Pollock taking on number 12, St. Thomas More from Rapid City. The Tigers trailing the Lady Cavs by 1, 47-48. Minute left to go in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a good finish in Faith.
And here comes Bailey Verholst with the basketball for Harding County. She picks up that high dribble, gets that under control, passes that on over to Hunsucker. Her shot off of the backboard is no good, and this will be a rebound now for DeSmet as they try to get it out and run and get these points up on the board. And a bucket there by number 24, Schoenfelder. She's probably been their best player tonight, actually, coming in off the bench. She has 9 points. Luthermers had to play through that foul trouble in that first quarter. She has 10, but she's missed some shots that have could have got DeSmet going here in the second half, but just got off the mark. That was our Junix scoreboard being brought to you by Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. They're located at 644 West Jackson in Spearfish. We all know them just down the street there from Black Hills State University. Call 605-644-7773 or see them at junix.com. Harding County Ranchers with the basketball, and now they take the air out of the basketball and slow things down. This is as slow as you're going to see Harding County. Pass goes over to the far side, and it is going to be deflected out of bounds.
They might call a foul on Luthermers. That'll be her third, I believe. Yep. Third on Luthermers.
She picked up 2 quickly in that first quarter, then has been safe since, but picked up her third. But she's got all this game to play and expect her to be out there all the time. Layup is good for Harding County. They get some more points in the paint. This time, Kaylin Patton. We want to say thanks to some more of our sponsors like Buffalo Hardware. Also thanks to H&L Super Value in Buffalo. And coming on board tonight for a very special game in the SoDak 16, we want to say thanks to Southwest Healthcare Services. Ball goes back here to DeSmet. There's been some contact off and on in this game. Some girls have hit the deck. Another girl for Harding County will come over to the bench. I think, let's see.
I think that's Kaylin Patton again. She's kind of taken the blunt of most of the contact here this contest. Kind of been beat up as pass goes inside for DeSmet, deflected, and now thrown straight to
Luthmers misses a layup, just like she did in that first half. She had some shots that could have went down, but just have not been able to. That time she got the steal, intercepted the pass, and then missed the layup. So Harding County will walk to the other end. Already 5 fouls on DeSmet this quarter. So it's 2 free throws the rest of the way here for Harding County. And this time it's Patton. Anything that happens on the floor on the Harding County side, if you just guess Patton, you're going to be about 47% correct. Here is Costello checking back into the game for Hunsucker, who checks out here for the Ranchers. Rayleigh is a junior guard at 5'4", getting plenty of minutes this evening, has made 2 free throws. She checks out as Kelsey Costello. She's got to be a senior by now. She is. Free throw good there for Harding County to up that lead to 27, 58-31. They're right at their season average of scoring. Unfortunately for DeSmet, they're right around their season average for points per game. As Harding County trying to get this game done with, Coach Wallman was pretty anxious to have this game in the books tonight after a long week of practice and preparing for this game. You win this game, you get 3 more next weekend out in Huron. Baseline drive, we're going to have a foul on Harding County, a blocking foul this time on the Lady Ranchers.
It's going to be on Verholst. But Harding County right in the wheelhouse on what they do defensively. They only give up around 30 points per game with DeSmet right there at 31. This is only the 10th team this season out of the entire 21 games Harding County has played. DeSmet is only the 10th team this season to score over 30 points versus the Lady Ranchers.
In that point margin, Harding County usually wins games by 30 points. As the second free throw is good there by Aselson. I was looking in the wrong column, so I got to correct myself. DeSmet, we were looking at about that 30-point differential. They do average about 51 points per game. I was looking at how much they give up. So it's 60-32, so pretty much both teams on average of their scoring, as DeSmet around the 30-point differential that Harding County usually has. Here's the jump shot by Verholst, and that is good. DeSmet going to be well short of their season average here down the stretch as they won a couple regional games. They were the number 2 seed in Region 2B. They came out of that region. Coming out of the game is junior guard Megan Della for the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs. And the offense just wasn't there for the get-go as they only scored 4 points in that first quarter. Here is Costello with the steal. Up ahead in traffic, here is Verholst. Kicks it back out. Patton puts the shot up, and that will roll around and in. 2 more points for the freshman, Camry Patton. That's her first field goal of the evening. As the depth is coming through here for Harding County, they've had a total of 7 girls score. And looks like a couple of them will be into double figures. Verholst is the only one that averages double figure scoring for Harding County. So they spread out the points. Here's Patton inside. She made a little bit too many steps and moving around there in the paint. She went one way, then the other, kept moving her feet, and she will get called for the travel.
Yeah, right now Harding County, even with the running clock, with the 30-point deficit in effect right now, Harding County still going to be playing hard for the entire length of the game, and even up by 32 points, they're going to run.
Here's a block from behind by one of the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs. Off of the bench coming in, getting the block shot there is Courier. And now the younger girls will come in for Harding County, giving the starters a rest, and let's hear it from the Harding County Ranger faithful.
DeSmet will also sub in some younger players as well, as a lot of motion on the faces of DeSmet, and 2 of their seniors Ailison and also Mira Beck playing in their last games as the Smet Bulldogs.
You saw it from their faces. It really just hits you right here at this moment that your season just like this is done after every practice, after playing for 4, maybe 5 years with some of these smaller schools, as Beck and the other senior, Aselson, came over to the bench here, and it just hits them, but it's over. And Harding County fans were saying it was over in the third quarter, and they outscored DeSmet 26-11 in the third quarter. Let's recognize some of these younger girls and off the bench coming in for Harding County. They may not get many minutes come state tournament time. So coming in is Cadence Gilbert, a freshman forward, and she gets into the scorebook as she hits a free throw.
It's now also dismissed some younger players in there, including Savannah Larson into the game, Aubrey Blue in the contest. Also we got Adeline Gross in the contest as well. As the clock now rolls under a minute left to go, the Harding County student section letting the entire Univis know that Harding County's moving on to Huron.
As you can hear them in the background making some noise here in Timberlake. It was, I think, 2009 that Harding County got to the state girls basketball tournament, and then they had to wait till 2024. They got there last year, and we saw it last year several times, and we knew these Harding County Lady Rancher girls, even after finishing in 6th place at state, that they would be back. And they're going to probably start making a dynasty here, as the Harding County Ranchers will win it tonight, dribbling the ball out. And your final score on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, Harding County Lady Ranchers 65 and the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs 32. As Harding County wins their 21st straight game, they continue to be undefeated on the season. After finishing in 6th place at the state tournament last year, they would like to play for a little bit higher prize next weekend out at the Huron Arena. Congratulations, Harding County Lady Ranchers. You punched your ticket to state as they defeat the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs 65-32, as DeSmet just couldn't get it going there in the first quarter, as they only scored 4 points in that first quarter. Couldn't handle the pressure by Harding County. They're not the only ones that had that problem this year. They scored 14 points in the second quarter, 11 points in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, they only scored 3 points for the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs. Overall, a good year, making it here to the SoDak 16 for Class B, as they'll end the year with a record of 15-8. As the Ranchers get their medals, Coach Wallman will get a trophy, and I don't know if they're cut down the nets here or not, but they'll be celebrating for a while as they look forward to next weekend state tourney. We'll take a break. We'll come on back with our post-game show, including our Superior Performance Player of the Game. Also, we'll have your post-game stats and a look around the area on our SoDak 16 night Junix scoreboard when we come back in a couple minutes here on KDSJ Sports.
It's the 50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook. It's not one, but two great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belle Fourche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts, skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677, click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com, or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belle Fourche today.
And welcome back here to the Timberlake High School. And we have the Harding County Ranchers going to be grabbing some scissors and a ladder and be cutting down the nets, because that's what we do here in March Madness. And they get their 21st straight victory as they get the win over the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs tonight, 65-32 on the Junix scoreboard. Harding County setting the tone from the beginning, getting out to that 18-4 lead and cruising the rest of the way. I thought maybe DeSmet would make them uncomfortable at times, but Harding County was in control, and we'll send it over to Clayson Davis for a game recap. I'll take care of some stats. It's all part of our post-game show here on KDSJ Sports.
Yeah, and pretty much the game started off, and it went much like most of the games went for Harding County this year, defense and turnovers, as Camry Patton getting multiple steals in pretty much the entire contest. Macy went. Of course, Bailey Verhulst did what she did what she do. Wow, I cannot talk today. She pretty much did what she normally does throughout the entire year. Go ahead, Cody. Make your comment.
That's why we leave you over on KDSJ-TV, buddy, with your cameras.
Yep.
Continue on. Thank you.
Yep. After my brain short-circuited, welcome back to reality. But, yeah, multiple steals by Harding County, able to get DeSmet pretty much uncomfortable the entire game, as DeSmet not really able to use their size. They couldn't shoot the ball from the outside very well, and they did not know how to handle the Harding County physicality, both underneath on the glass when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, and the Ranchers literally ran away with this contest from the start, as we'll hear from Cody with the stats. But pretty much from the jump, Harding County able to use their fast break offense and get multiple points in transition. They were able to get multiple steals on DeSmet. DeSmet, their leading scorer going into this contest, Hazel Luthermers. I believe she still led the Bulldogs in scoring. It was either her or Ivy Schoenfelder. But for the most part, Harding County doing what they did best. They only allow around 30 points per game. They allowed 32 tonight, scoring 65. It's the 10th game this season Harding County has gone over the 60-point mark in scoring. It was a running clock in the fourth quarter. And when Harding County was out in space, it was the likes of Camry Patton and Bailey Verhulst to get the offense rolling with steals, turning into transition points. And then underneath on the glass, part of the game that really was underappreciated for Harding County, but still a big part of it, that was the duo of Kaylin Patton and Braden Patton, both a junior and sophomore forward at 5'5" and 5'9", but they are strong underneath, getting multiple second chance opportunities for the Ranchers, turning most of them into points, getting to the line when it comes to getting DeSmet into foul trouble as well. And DeSmet had the height advantage, but Harding County, they were simply stronger, faster, and more physical than the Smet tonight, hence why they are moving on to Huron and the Class B state tournament.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. Thanks for teaching me how to talk.
Clayson Davis with us tonight over on KDSJ-TV, doing a tremendous job over there on YouTube and on Facebook Live. And Harding County Ranchers did a fabulous job tonight as well.
Did.
They again beat a team by over 30 points as they win it tonight 65-32. I'm going to make sure my math is mathing, as Clayson would say, and put together some stats. We'll take a break and be back with more of our KDSJ Sports postgame show live from Timberlake tonight. Harding County Ranchers defeat Smet and the Class B SoDak 16. We'll tell you who else is punching their tickets to Huron later on in the postgame show as you're driving around the hills or maybe driving up here in western South Dakota. Stay tuned. We have much more coming up right here on KDSJ Sports.
Sharing the good news, feeding the world, or connecting you with anyone, anytime you need. That's what we do at West River Cooperative Telephone Company. Over the past 70 years, we've grown and evolved, but our mission has always been the same. We're here to bring you together, no matter the distance.
I own this shop and an electric co-op.
We own this ranch.
And we also own an electric co-op.
I own this house along with electric co-op.
Grand Electric Cooperative is owned by our members.
I own this barbershop and an electric co-op.
Together, we're partners in keeping our corners of South Dakota vibrant. So go ahead and use your energy to own your day.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
The Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Goldust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting goldustdeadwood.com.
And welcome back to the Timberlake High School gym. They've done a great job tonight hosting this Class B SoDak 16 matchup as you have Harding County from Buffalo, South Dakota going up against a team from Smet. So somewhere you got to meet in the middle for this neutral floor game. And here in Timberlake, they've been gracious enough and right here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as we brought you Harding County and Smet tonight to see who moves on to the Class B state tourney next weekend. Harding County takes care of business. They're now 21-0 on the season as they get the win 65-32 as Harding County led it after one 18-4. As Clayson mentioned, the first half was all Harding County as they led it 34-18 at halftime. Harding County outscored Smet 26-11 in the third quarter, so they increased that lead to 50-29 after 3 quarters. And then Harding County limited Smet to just 3 points in the fourth quarter as they outscored them 15-3. That's with a running clock as well. So Harding County gets above their season average. They also hold an opponent down to around 30 points, and they beat an opponent again by more than 30 points, winning it tonight 65-32. Some more of the game notes as we have a look at our stats, and I'm missing a bucket for each team. Not perfect tonight, Clayson, not perfect.
I expected better. How could you?
Luthmers leads the way for the Smet Lady Bulldogs. She averaged 21 points per game coming in. Got into foul trouble in that first quarter. Maybe that caused her into not being as aggressive. And then she had 8 points in the first half, just 2 in the second half for 10 points. 9 points from Alyssa Aselson, 9 points from Schoenfelder, and then 2 points from Courier off the bench. Schoenfelder came in off the bench and played pretty well for DeSmet. They have just 2 seniors, Alyssa Aselson, and also one of their starters, Mira Beck. She did not score tonight, as my figures anyway. Let's see, DeSmet had 4 girls score. They made 2 3-pointers, both by Luthmers. They made 8 free throws. And they end the season at 15-8. For the Harding County Lady Ranchers, 9 girls scored.
Wow.
2 into double figures. Bailey Verholst averages about 12 points per game. She scored 20 tonight.
Wow.
Braden Patton, she averages 9.9 points per game, scored 17. Then 7 points from Kaylin Patton, 2 points from Camry Patton, 6 points from Macy Wint, 2 points from Hunsucker, 2 points from Wilson off the bench, 2 points from Costello, and a free throw made there by Gilbert, the freshman, late in the game. So that is your scoring for Harding County. I don't have time or effort to put in turnovers and rebounds and assists. There was a lot of steals.
There was a lot of steals. I don't think you had enough paper room to keep track of all the steals Harding County forced in this contest, as there was a lot. I would say easily over 10.
A lot of steals by Verholst, a lot of tip balls, and that turns into the steal and the change of possession.
Also rebounding in the second half, controlled by the Patton girls underneath. That was also a big part of the game, and there was multiple second chance opportunities that Harding County was able to convert on. And, overall team effort. It's going to be hard to pick a superior performer for this contest.
We will do that here in our post-game show. Let's see, DeSmet just couldn't get the buckets there in that first quarter to roll, because when you're turning the ball over and can't get it across half court due to the pressure, it's going to be tough to get anything going offensively. And then for the Harding County Lady Ranchers, as they get their 21st straight win, they only hit 1 3-pointer tonight, so a lot of the points for the Ranchers came in the paint by either Patton or Verholst on layups. And also for Harding County, they got a lot of their points off of turnovers, and just 1 made 3-pointer. That was literally the first possession of the game for Harding County. Bailey Verholst went out and got a 3-pointer, and that was the only 3 that I think they made all night. For the Harding County Ranchers, they made 11 free throws, and they had 9 girls score for Harding County this evening, and they get the victory 65-32 over the DeSmet Lady Rancher, or the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs. As we want to say thanks to some more of our sponsors, including Pioneer Bank, Grand Electric, and also thanks to Olson Construction. Coach Wallman probably knows some of those sponsors up there in the Buffalo area as he joins us right here on KDSJ. That's a pretty good catch on my behalf on a pen. Congratulations, Coach. Glad to have you go back to State Class B.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you for the congratulations. Girls worked hard tonight.
And what was the preparation for tonight's game? Going up against DeSmet, seeing their scouting report. Luthmers looks like a good player. She couldn't just get her shots to go tonight, but you can see how they could be dangerous.
Yeah, they are, and that was our goal, make everything difficult for her. We knew everything kind of ran through her, and we did a really good job. Kaylin Patton did a phenomenal job of denying her, and when she did get the ball, she's usually good at getting to the free throw line, but we were going straight up and making her take some hard shots, and some of them weren't falling, and that led to some good rebounds for us, to some fast break opportunities also.
Set the tone there in that first quarter, up 18-4 after the first quarter, as your defense led into some offense. I mentioned as the game went on, the only way DeSmet's going to get back in this game is make you guys uncomfortable. And you guys didn't look like you were uncomfortable at all. You were in control of the game.
We felt pretty in control most of the part. I got a little worried there in the third quarter. We were kind of stagnant. They went to a 1-2-2 zone. We had some opportunities to knock down some shots. They were open looks. We just didn't make some. So we had like a 3-minute stretch there. I don't know what they cut it to. I think they might have cut it to 14 or so. But then we got hot again after that, and our defense led to our offense. And just so proud of these girls.
Out of the 3 Pattons you have, I got to pick one. Let's go with Braden Patton. I hadn't seen her all year this year. Yeah. Braden, how old is she now?
She's a sophomore.
Okay. Talk a little bit about her. A 17-point effort tonight. Most of the points were in the paint, coming off of some offensive rebounds. As I mentioned, only 1 3-pointer, I think, was made in the game, and that was on the first possession of the game for the Ranchers. Everything else was done in the paint, and Braden Patton, a big part of that. Talk about her.
Yeah, her effort tonight just was phenomenal. Her focus was there. just crashing the boards consistently offensively, getting second chance opportunities for our team and herself. Yeah, I'm very proud of the way she played on both ends of the court also. She had a great defensive game down there, too, at the low block for us.
As we hear from Jay Wallman, the head coach of the Harding County Ranchers girls team, his second year. Coach, you've been spoiled.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Just 2 losses in 2 years as you head back to state. I can't focus on all the playing out there, but let's talk a little bit more about maybe some girls that you can point out. We always talk about Verhulst and Patton, and they deserve the credit, but mention a couple others.
Boy, I'd like to mention quite a few if that's all right real quick. You know, we started with Braden Patton there. Kaylin Patton, she's the one who was on 34 most of the night tonight, and she just does so many phenomenal things for us that don't show up in the box score, you know. And then Rayleigh Hunsucker coming back from an injury. Last game, she hit 6 threes. Didn't hit any tonight. We already talked about Bailey. Macy Went, a long defender for us, does a lot of good things on both ends of the court. Sadden Wilson comes in, gives us good minutes. Senior Kelsey Costello, she's another one that things don't always show up in the box score, but she's doing so many of the little things right for our team, and offensively and defensively. I just can't say enough about all these girls. And then Braden Patton's sister, Camry Patton, freshman, comes in off the bench and adds a spark for us also. So, I mean, all 8 girls that played tonight, you know, did a phenomenal job, and the rest of them helped us prep for it, too, so I'm proud of everyone that was part of it.
When you run into Verhulst, you got to be shaking that off for a while because she is built and she'll take a charge every once in a while.
Yeah, all of our girls, we preach it every day, be great on-ball defenders. We get after you every day at practice, and practices are hard for us, and I mean, it translates very well for these girls. They've bought in and they've done some amazing things.
Who is on crutches?
Carson Page, unfortunately, a freshman. She gets playing time every once in a while for us also. She's a nice, tall, 5'11" freshman. Hopefully tweaked her ankle yesterday. Pretty bad sprain, so we're hoping to get her back for the state tournament. We'll see how she's doing Monday next week and hope the best for her also.
You get the credit most of the time, but let's talk about Coach G.
Yeah.
What's he do to help out this team?
Coach G's a great guy. He does so many little things. He helps with scouting reports. You know, he helps with film uploads, stats, and just day-to-day grind of everything that comes with coaching, not just the coaching, but all the other stuff that you have to deal with on a day-to-day, you know, with each girl, or you know what I'm talking about. But he's just a phenomenal assistant coach. I'm lucky to have him too.
Jay Wallman, head coach of the Harding County Ranchers. We already into March. Some teams have already checked out and done. Other teams are like, oh, man, do we have to play more basketball? But this is maybe a little kick in the butt, a little refresher. You get 3 more games.
Boy, it is. You know, we practices get grueling this time of the season, and we try to make it as much fun at the same time, but we need a focus level for certain parts of the practice. And dang, I'm so happy to have 4 more practices this year. We're going to go Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we got 4 more practices and then 3 more games. Guaranteed 3 more.
Head coach DeSmit is here. Brendan Pitts, let's talk about their squad a little bit because they had a tough task against you guys. And what their team bring? You
know, I knew they were battle-tested. They've played a lot of good opponents, some good Class A schools. And, you know, it's always hard watching on film, but I knew they have a lot of juniors and 2 really good seniors. I thought, you know, if we could slow 34 down, I thought our team speed was a little better than theirs. I think that was evident tonight as the game progressed, and we kind of did a really good job defensively and then getting out running and getting some easy ones for our team there in that second quarter and end of the first quarter.
Being at state one time last year, maybe don't have the jitters so much this year. Yeah. I know the girls will be excited for a week from today already down at the Huron Arena. What do you expect from the field coming up next weekend?
You know, I haven't checked who's winning or losing tonight. I know in Class B basketball you got 80-plus schools, and only 8 of them are going to make the state tournament. So when the 8 get there with this new SoDak 16 format, all 8 teams are very, very, very good, and you play the tournament 2 or 3 different times.
Cadoke area just lost a close one to the DeBrook area Dolphins, 53-50. Don't know how Lemon did tonight. Hopefully,
I think they lost it.
They did.
They did also. Yep.
So Centerville, the team to beat though, they won the state championship last year.
Yep.
The Tornadoes. You may see some other familiar teams from what was there last year.
Yeah, you know, Ethan was there. They got knocked out. Lyman will be back. We played Lyman first round last year. We'll take it one game at a time again. One game at a time. We'll get ready for that Thursday game. Coaches will prep for the 2 teams that will play Friday, but all the girls' focus is only going to be for whatever opponent we play Thursday. So we got to go try to get that first win down there at the state tournament, and then after that, you readjust the next day and next opponent. Let's go.
Hopefully keep playing at night.
Yeah, it's the goal. I believe we'll be the 2 seed, so our first game will be at night. It would be get that first win and get all 3 games in the night session. That's our goal.
A Sea of Purple will be traveling with you, I believe, down to the Huron Arena, so I know they travel well. Congratulations, Coach, once again, as the Ranchers get the win. They were the number 1 seed in Region 8B, number 2 seed overall in the state. They're 21-0 as they defeat Smet 65-32. Thanks a lot, Coach Wallman. We'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me, Cody. Thanks for coming up tonight and doing the video and everything. I can't wait to go back and watch it.
That's his thing. Hopefully he did all right. Thanks once again to some of our sponsors. We got to say thanks to Will Meyer. He was just over here a little bit ago, and you can contact him for LRP with livestock risk protection and ranchers risk. Will Meyer, thanks to him for being on board for tonight. We might call him up again next week. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, and also we say thanks to Buffalo Ranch Supply. We'll be back to name our player of the game. It is the Superior Auto Solutions Superior Performance when we come back in 2 minutes on KDSJ Sports.
To start your new year with a new career, Pipeline Plastics in Belfouche is hiring extrusion and grinder technicians for day and night shifts. If you like the idea of working 6 months and getting paid for the full year, go online to pipe.us/careers and apply now. No experience necessary. They offer competitive pay starting at $20 an hour, great benefits, and much more, including quarterly bonuses. Go online to pipe.us/careers or call 605-892-0500 to apply today. Again, that's pipe.us/careers.
If it could be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belfouche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Thanks for being along with us here on KDSJ Sports tonight as we make the road trip up to Timber Lake. About a 3-hour drive there from Spearfish on up here. And the weather's actually really good out of Belfouche all the way up here. So
I almost kind of scared to drive back to Spearfish and have to deal with the snow and slush and all the wonderful goodness over there back in Spearfish.
Up here in Timber Lake, though, the host site as... if you remember Black Hills State University basketball back in the early 2000s, a lady by the name of Amanda Mortensen, I think she played for Selby area maybe. She's the AD here. So she is in charge of the ladder and the scissor as they put that away.
Very important jobs, especially with as many little kids are running around here.
So good to see Amanda for the first time in about 20 years. Also a familiar face, former Spearfish Spartan coach, Dan Martin is now the superintendent up here in Timber Lake. So you can never really get away from people in the Black Hills as you come up here. Hardin County Ranchers get the victory tonight in high school girls basketball 65-32. They were led by Verhulst with 20 points. Braden Patton had 17. 1 3-pointer was made by Harding County. 11 free throws were made as well. Let's see. Let's announce our player of the game, and that is our Superior Performance, brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. And a couple of the officials followed us up here as well tonight, and they have something to do with Superior Auto Solutions, Brandon Kemp and Matt Kemp. And thanks to them for being a sponsor all year long for this player of the game, as we send it over to Clayson Davis with more.
Yeah, I kind of ruined the surprise on KDSJ-TV. I kind of announced it already, but it's Braden Patton, sophomore forward for the Ranchers, second in the team in scoring with 17 on the contest. Also had multiple steals and rebounds for the Ranchers as well. As in a team win, a dominant team win, Braden Patton carried probably the most weight, as also had quite a few deflections, played really good defense, rebounded the ball well underneath, had a few assists as well. I mean, it's very hard to see what all she didn't do on the floor, both offensively and defensively. She might be a head water girl for the team as well. She did it all for Harding County tonight, and therefore Braden Patton, sophomore forward, is our superior performer of this contest, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish.
As we have a look at the Smet Bulldogs, their head coach was kind enough to catch up with us earlier today. They have 2 seniors, Alyssa Aselson, and also another senior is Mira Beck. Both of those seniors are now done, as Smet Lady Bulldogs in the year with a record of 15-8. They were a big underdog. Get it, Bulldog. Coming in as the number 15 seed, and they just got down 18-4 at the end of the first quarter, and Harding County cruised from there and won it by 33 points to go to 21-0 on the season. And Coach G, good to see Coach Ginsbaugh helping out here for the Harding County Rancher program, former BHSU women's basketball assistant coach. Let's see. We need to get to the scoreboard here tonight. Let's see. The Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard brought to you by Junix and Spearfish. Call 605-644-7773 or see them at junix.com. We focused on Class B girls basketball tonight. How'd the rest of the night go in the SoDak 16?
Well, there's quite a few good games, not only in Class B, but in Class A as well. Starting with Class B, number 1 Centerville, the Tornadoes are undefeated as well. The only other undefeated team in girls basketball Class B. They beat number 16 seed Falkton area 63-38. Harding County beating DeSmet 65-32 right here on KDSJ Sports. In the Sprite Bowl, as I like to call it, Lyman and Lemon, because, you know, they make Sprite, and I'm funny like that. Lyman beating the Lemon Cowgirls 56-44. I apologize, Cody. Number 4, Parkston beating Highmore Herald, the 4 seed beating the 13 seed 52-31. Benton County, another West River team, moving on to Huron. They beat the Warner Monarchs tonight 63-44. It was Sanborn Central Woonsocket beating Corsica Stickney. Corsica Stickney was up in that game earlier, but Sanborn Central Woonsocket coming back to win that contest 45-43. Kadoka area falling to Dubrook area 50-53 in a tight one in Chamberlain tonight. Kadoka area ends the season at 19-4, and the Dolphins move on. And then the number 8 seed Del Rapids St. Mary basketball team beating Northwestern tonight 34-29. As that's a look at the SoDak 16. Now we'll send it over to Cody Oliver with Class A results from the Class A SoDak 16 today.
And 16 teams, 8 games to see who punches their ticket to state. First of all, we go over to Chamberlain, where number 1 ranked Sioux Falls Christian eliminated number 16 seed Rapid City Christian 60-44. Number 2, Dakota Valley, they just get by number 15 seed West Central tonight, 53-52. The final score there, Dakota Valley, the Panthers, now 21-2. They're going to be a threat there in Class A. Number 3, Hamlin moves on, 55-47, a win over Sisseton. The best number 4 seed you will find, Maipia Luta Red Cloud. They're undefeated on the season still, as they defeated Flandreau tonight 62-27. And they will be a number 4 seed in the state tournament next weekend.
Very, very dangerous number 4 seed.
That will be in Spearfish next weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And let's see, number 5 seed Mobridge Pollock defeated number 12 seed St. Thomas More. That one was over at the Faith Community Center tonight. Mobridge wins it by 1, 49-48 the final score. Not sure if that ended in regulation or maybe it went into overtime. But St. Thomas More, Rapid City Christian, 2 Black Hills Conference teams eliminated tonight. Number 6 seed Wagner defeated Lakota Tech 66-58. Number 7 seed Sioux Valley defeated Miller 60-34. And our only upset, I guess, number 9 over number 8, Mount Vernon Plankinton defeated Aberdeen Central 58-51. So one team out of the Black Hills Conference will be in Spearfish next weekend for the state tournament. That is Puyallup or Red Cloud. They'll be there with Sioux Falls Christian, Mobridge Pollock, Wagner, Dakota Valley, Hamlin, Sioux Valley, and Mount Vernon Plankinton. Clayson gave you the field that is getting out of Class B SoDak 16. So that is our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And also we had our Superior Performance. Remember, if you missed any of the action, you can hear every game anytime. Just look for the podcast at KDSJ980.com. And for video archives and to view our live sports broadcast, subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and follow KDSJ Radio on Facebook.
As coming up next for KDSJ-TV, it's actually going to be tomorrow. Our SoDak 16 Marathon continues in Spearfish, and it will also end in Spearfish on Saturday. But girls Class AA SoDak 16, number 5 Spearfish Lady Spartans hosting the number 10 seed Sioux Falls Roosevelt Lady Rough Riders in Spearfish with tip-off at around 6 o'clock. Pre-game at around 5:30 as myself and Paul James will be on KDSJ-TV only for the girls SoDak 16 between Spearfish and Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Meanwhile, on the radio side, Cody.
Yes, coming up tomorrow night, that would be a Friday already. As we head into the weekend, we'll have RMAC women's and men's college basketball as Black Hill State is on the road this weekend. The men will be in Golden, Colorado, and the women are down in Grand Junction, Colorado, as that's where the Final Four will be this weekend. The women take on Colorado Mesa down in Grand Junction tomorrow night at 5:30. We'll follow that up with the BH men's game against number 9th ranked in the country, Colorado School of Mines. That game will be down in lovely Golden, Colorado. Catch both of those Yellow Jacket games tomorrow night right here on KDSJ Radio. That's 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, and with the mobile app. So some Yellow Jacket hoops tomorrow night on the radio, Spartan basketball on KDSJ TV, and then we'll follow BH as far as they go. If they win Friday night, they would play again on Saturday for the conference championship. And the women, I believe, are in pretty good shape to possibly make it into the regionals, which would be next week. So we may get some more Yellow Jacket hoops here as we go through the month of March. And then the Spartan boys on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ TV coming up on Saturday. What time is that at?
That's a 2 o'clock tip-off as well.
2 o'clock in Spearfish. The boys will take on
T-Area as the Spearfish boys basketball team entering the SoDak 16 in the 8th spot, just holding on to a hosting spot. And they'll have the T-Area Titans travel from across the state into Spearfish for a chance to make it to Rapid City for the boys Class AA state championship here in a few weeks.
And that'll do it here for us here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Let's give a shout out again to some more sponsors on board tonight. Buffalo Hardware, Buffalo Ranch Supply, Olson Propane, H&L Super Value, Pioneer Bank, Grand Electric, and West River Cooperative Telephone. Thanks to Olson Construction, Southwest Healthcare Services, Butte County Equipment in Belfouche. Thanks to Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, and Will Meyer with Ranchers Risk. Contact him for LRP. Thanks to all of those sponsors coming on board for this special game as we did on radio and TV. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Cheering on your respective players and teams as your Junix final score, Hardin County Lady Ranchers 65 and the DeSmet Lady Bulldogs 32. Hardin County improves to 21-0 on the season. They'll part of be 2 teams at the Class B state tournament next weekend that go in undefeated. We'll, of course, have more basketball coverage as we continue through March Madness. Clayson Davis, thanks so much.
Yeah, it's fun. Now let's get home in one piece and do it all again tomorrow.
We will. Follow more on our social media through Facebook, as well as more updates at KDSJ980.com. For Clayson Davis and all of our sponsors, I'm Cody Oliver. Have a great rest of your Thursday night.